All right, my name is Frank and I love Wingspan. I recently purchased it back in February of this year and I've logged every game I've ever played and I am constantly trying to get better and use data to help me improve. I'm just going to quickly go through some of the stats that I track and the new stats that I'm tracking to try to help me improve. I'm all the way up to playing with all the expansions that are available online, which is through the Asian expansion. So I'm playing online opponents only when I'm not playing with family, and I want to document that journey. I consider myself average, maybe below average, and I want to get better. As you can see, I started playing the base game here. We have a big spreadsheet here. I'm going to try to quickly go through this. In base game, I averaged 86.55 points over 256 games. I'm not going to bore everybody with all these stats here, but you can see they are every single game I've ever played is logged in here. Again, average of 86. Then when I bought the European expansion, I got worse. I averaged 84.18, which as you can see was a 2.38 point differential from the base game. I played 144 games. All the categories are broken down here as well. I just was lower across the board, except for tucks. I averaged 2.5 more tucks per game. Then we get into the big shift, which is Oceania, which is completely changing the game. Absolutely loved it. My family loved it. And as you can see, the scores went up big time. I averaged 102, which is 15 points greater, or almost 16 points greater than the base game, and 18 points better than the European expansion. Everything pretty much went up across the board except for eggs, which fits the derivative, not derivative, the whole idea of Oceania, which is eggs are worse. So as you can see, I went up across the board in everything except for eggs. And I got the Oceania expansion. I loved it, and I tried to play online with just through the Asian Oceania expansion. Nobody wanted to play, so I figured it was time to just play the Asian expansion. So I went into it without really knowing much, and I've now played it 81 times. I'm averaging 107.61. Which is up 5 points from Oceania. And I now basically play online opponents. Here's my record against online opponents of 22, 34, and 3. As you can see, I have a pretty losing record, pretty bad record there, a 37% winning percentage. Not good. Overall record, this includes games against my family, multiplayer, 35 and 43. Um, I love playing this game. I love Wingspan, and I love trying to improve. Of course, I want to win as many games as possible, but I more or less am trying to increase my averages throughout. As you can see, every game is logged here. And the interesting thing here is in the last 25 games or so, I've started tracking bird stats so I can see which birds are good. As I have all the birds listed here in another spreadsheet. When I play a game with them, one gets added to this column. When I win, one gets added to this column. And when the total points scored here, and then it takes the average score, the win percentage, how much I win when I play that, and then the difference from the score. Win percentage obviously is a great stat, but score differential is probably the number one thing I'm looking for. I truly believe that you can't really read into any of these metrics until you get at least 10 games played with a bird. But with that said, here's the pivot table breaking everything down. I have it sorted by number of plays. As you can see, Twite right now has the most plays, and it performs well for me. I score 6.7 points higher than average with a score of 114. The win percentage, again, it's the ultimate stats, but I'm not concerned with it at this point. Sri Lanka Blue Magpie performs very well for me. But all of these numbers should be taken with a grain of salt, as I believe that 10 is the number where you can even start to use this data. But it's just some interesting things. Great Indian Bustard averages me 10.7 points. Scissortail Flycatcher is a huge performer right now, but only 3 games, but I score 16 points higher than average. 123. For me to break 120 is huge, and I've played with Scissortail 3 times and gotten an average 123. Also, Sees Phoebe. That's also an amazing bird right now, but again, all of these stats can be taken with a grain of salt. All right, so with all of that introduced, I'm going to try to jump into some gameplay. I'll probably cut the video here and come back when I find an opponent.